Welcome to Try Before You Buy. This product testing is for this Betty Crocker's Tangy Lemon and Buttery Shortcrust, and it looks delicious on the box. So I'm going to test this product now. So let's just have a look at the instructions. So it tells me I'm going to need 3 medium eggs, 50 grams of melted butter, 80 ml of water or 5 tablespoons, ice and sugar for decoration, and a baking paper lined 20 centimeter square tin. So it tells me fire up your oven to 180 degrees C or 160 for fan assisted ovens, gas mark 4. So 100 and mine's a fan assisted oven, so I'm going to set mine to 160 to preheat it, and I'll do that now. So the oven is heating up. I'm going to line this 8-inch or 20 centimeter square tin now with baking paper. The way I do this is I do it in two cuts. So I'll just cut this bit off here. So that's straighten it. That bit, and then I need another piece going that way. So really best to use the piece that you just cut off to measure, so they're both the same size, because this is a square tin. So we'll put this in here. And put this here. Right, so that's my lined tin. It's not asking me to put any grease on it, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to follow the recipe exactly as it tells me to. So these eggs are still in date, and just to show you that they are medium eggs. So I need 3 eggs. Put them into my little heart-shaped dish. I like this little dish. It's a souffle dish thing. So what else does the recipe say? 50 grams of melted butter. Let's just see what we need to do first. Stir the lemon topping mix, water and eggs in a medium bowl. Set aside. Do not eat uncooked. Because it contains raw egg, so if you don't stick your finger in it and lick it. So that's the first thing we need to do. So we need the water, which is 5 tablespoons or 80 ml, and we need the 3 eggs. And we need the lemon topping mix. So let's get the lemon topping mix out of here. Let's just check this is in date. Yes, it is. September. It's now June. So what have we got in here? We've got lemon topping mix. Can you see that? Lemon topping mix. And we've got in here lemon crust mix, lemon topping mix and lemon crust mix. We don't need the lemon crust mix yet, we need the lemon topping mix. So we need the 85 ml of water and the melted butter. These are the scales I use. They're called Salter scales, they're digital scales, and I find them really useful. What you can do is you can put your dish that you're going to use to measure the stuff in, and then I'll just show you before, you can change the units on here to, that's on grams, but you can change it to pounds and ounces, you can change it to mils, fluid ounces, or grams. So it hasn't got anything on it at the minute, but if I put this dish on it, it'll weigh 100 grams. So you can put the 0 on it and it sets it so it's not taking into account the actual thing you've just put on it. So whatever you put in it now, you can just weigh. So I'm going to put the butter in, and if you remember what we needed 50 grams of melted butter. So I'll just get a knife. Right, so still quite hard to come out of the fridge. It's always best just to put a little bit in at a time, and then you can judge it better, the measurements of it. So I just need another 10 grams of it. Solid. A bit too much. I want it to be exact, so I'll take some out. Exactly 50 grams. So I'm just going to put that in the microwave now for about 20 seconds, and that should melt it. So let's remind ourselves what we need to do here. For the lemon topping mix, stir lemon topping mix, water and eggs in a medium bowl and set aside. So that's what I'm going to do now. So let's open the topping mix. Looks like it's just mainly ice and sugar in this packet. Might have lemon flavouring in it. That's what it looks like. So the eggs. You don't have to beat these first this time. One. Two. Three. I'm going to use this little, it's like a little shot glass thing. It's very good, this little thing, because it tells you the teaspoons and it tells you the millimeters here, ounces, fluid ounces, and tablespoon. 35, and another 35 would be 70. That's another 35, and then and now another 10. And the topping mix, and it just says stir, it doesn't say beat or whisk, it just says stir, so that's what I'm going to do. So just using a spoon, just going to stir. It doesn't give you very specific instructions really. It doesn't say stir until all the lumps have disappeared. just says stir, so you've got to use your common sense and just stir till all the lumps are gone. It's easier, I think, if you use a fork. I'm going to get a fork. It's not telling me to whisk it, so I'm a bit frightened to whisking it in case it goes like too like meringue type of thing, too thick. And it just says stir, so you have to like do what it tells you to do. It says stirring it, but it's stirring it with a fork, not really whisking it. It's just an easy way to get the lumps out. This is how I used to make Yorkshire puddings in the olden days. So I've got lumps in it. I would be tempted to get the whisk, but just to make sure all the lumps are gone, but I'm not going to do that. Well, the colour, you can see the colour on the box and the colour of the mixture. Do you really think that colour is going to change into the same colour that's on the box? Well, I hope it does, because it doesn't say you're going to add food colouring, does it? So let's hope this colour of this mixture transforms into that colour on the box. That would be amazing. See if it happens. It might do when you cook it. It might change it into that beautiful, lovely, translucent yellow colour on the box. Right, I think I've stirred it enough now. Looks like lemon curd now. So I'm just going to put it to the side like it tells me to. It's very runny. Hasn't got any real consistency about it. Still very liquid. Didn't tell me to whisk it, so I'm going to do what it tells me to do. So we'll put that to one side. What was the next job? Let's have a look. So we've done this. Medium bowls at the side. Grease and line, oh, it says grease now. Grease and line with baking paper the base of a 20cm square cake tin. I'm a bit unsure what it means, whether you have to grease the tin or grease the paper. Do you really need to grease the tin or grease paper? Well, I better do as it tells us to do. Mix the crust mix with the butter, adding up to 10 ml of water if needed, but doesn't tell you why you need to add extra water. And press it in the bottom of the tin and then bake for 10 minutes. So you bake the base first. So grease and line, well, I've already lined it with a baking paper, so I'm going to have to grease it. Grease and line with baking. It must just be the tin you have to grease then. I don't see the point, because I don't think the paper's going to stick to the tin. But I have to follow the recipe. So let's grease the tin. Maybe some tins, the paper sticks to the tins. Don't know. So we'll just have to do what they're telling me to do. Otherwise I can't say I followed the recipe properly, can I? So. Well, grease the tin now. All greased. So let's put the paper back in. Might be just to hold the paper in place because it sticks to the grease. You never know what the purpose of it is, but we'll do what it tells me to do. Right, I've greased and lined the tin. Put that on one side. Right, I need to make the biscuit base now, so I have to open this packet and put the biscuit base just on a crack. This is the biscuit base. And I've just got to mix this with the butter that I've just melted in the microwave. It took about 30 seconds to melt it, so I'm just going to mix it in now. And just make it well in the middle. Pour the butter in. It says I can add water if I need, so let's just mix this first. I think I'm going to need water, but do you know something? I don't understand how anyone else might not need water. I mean, if you're using like 50 grams of butter, surely that should be the same for everybody. So if you need to use water, you need to use water. And the ingredients should all be the same measurement in the packets. So they should know if you need to use water or not. But I don't think this is going to squash together in the tin. So I do need to use water. Use a different spoon, I think. Well, I've got my 10 mils of water here, so that's a maximum I can use. Get another spoon. So, just put a little bit in at a time. I think I'm going to use all of it. Yes, I'm using all of it, the whole 10 mils of it. So, right, so I have to press this in the base of the tin now, so I'm just gonna pour it in the base of the tin. And then press it. I really don't think this is going to hold together. Doesn't seem to be pressing together that well. Well, I might be surprised. Trying to press it quite firm so it holds together when it's baked and doesn't just fall apart. Right, that's that. So I need to put it in the oven for 10 minutes. That's what I'll do now. While that's cooking, it's time to clean up. These metal stands are useful to put on your table, so that you can put some hot things on it. So I'm going to put that hot cake tin on it when it comes out of the oven. Protects your table. So let's remind ourselves of the instructions. So it says bake for 10 minutes, stir topping mixture again and pour over the hot crust. And then you bake for 30 to 35 minutes until the top begins to brown. The top begins to brown. Our picture hasn't got a brown top. That's a bit strange. So mine's going to have a brown top. Okay, maybe it's if you cover it with the ice and sugar, it hides the brownness. Allow to cool completely and sprinkle with ice and sugar before cutting. Then enjoy a slice of this lemon treat. Heaven! Love, Betty. So as soon as it comes out, I'll pour the mixture over it and then put it in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes. Smells delicious. It's out the oven now. So it's really hot. So I'm just going to give this topping mix a stir and pour it onto the hot base like it tells me to. Topping mix is needs a good stir before you put it on. Right, let's pour it on. Right, spreading it on its own without any help. Right, 30 to 35 minutes. Back in the oven. Well, it's out of the oven. 35 minutes is how long I cooked it for. And so, smells gorgeous. You can smell the lemony flavour in it. And it has gone brown on the top like it says it would. Allow to cool completely and sprinkle with ice and sugar before cutting. So I'm going to allow it to cool. It's probably going to take at least an hour to cool. So I'll come back in an hour and then I'll test it and do the sprinkling, and then we'll cut it and see what it's like. Well, I've transferred it onto a plate now, and I'm just going to show you the bottom of it. So it's very dark, and that was after 35 minutes. It's gone very dark brown colour. And that's the top. So I'm just going to sprinkle it with the ice and sugar. Before I do that, I'll just show you the thickness of it. It's not very thick, is it? It's very thin. Now compared to the box, I'm sure it's supposed to be a lot thicker than what it is. So ice and sugar, use my little contraption. This time it's got ice and sugar in it. Get rid of the brown colour. I think that's the intention. Right. Now, how many is this supposed to serve? 12. So 12 would cover like 3 that way and 4 this way. So half and then half again. But I want it to be squares. So I think what I'll do is I might say serve 3, but I'm going to make it serve 9. So because I want them to be squares. It's hard to make it into squares if you cut it into 12. Right, so it's going to be hard. I think this one can better cut through because it's a biscuit. Oh, doesn't look too bad. It's not the same colour as what's on the box, and it's not as thick as what's on the box, but it doesn't look too bad. It looks edible. So I'll just finish chopping these up. Let's stack them up like in the picture. Well, you can make your own mind up whether it looks like the picture. You can see the picture there at the back, and you can see the actual product. The filling isn't very yellow. It's like it looks like, you know, like apple, like an apple stew type of colour. Whereas this is like a bright yellow. I think that they must have like undercooked theirs or cooked it a lot less than mine. Mine was cooked at 35 minutes. I think that probably was a bit too much. I think you should probably try 25 to start with, because remember, you've already cooked the base for 10 minutes before you've actually put the filling in. So if you're going to do this, or if I was to do it again, I would cook the base for the 10 minutes, but then I would probably only put it in for say 20 minutes or 25 minutes. Have a look at the top and then take it out. So I think 35 minutes is probably too long, but I don't think it's going to change the thickness of it, and I don't think it's going to change the colour of the inside. What it will change is the base, so it'll be lighter in colour and not as dark, and the top won't be as brown as what this is. So the 35 minutes recommendation I don't agree with. So let's have a taste. Well, it is very tasty, very lemony. The base, I was imagining it crumbling, but it doesn't really crumble. It's a little bit chewy, but it tastes nice. The ice and sugar on the top gives it that sweetness, and it's got a lovely lemony taste. So would I recommend this product? Yes, I would. I think probably it's my fault that I've cooked it. It did say 30 to 35 minutes on the box, and I just chose to go 35 minutes. I should have cooked it for a little bit less time. And although the yellow isn't as bright yellow as what it is in the picture, it still tastes very nice. I think it's a bit thin. The reason why I think it's thin is because I think their recommendation of using a 20cm tin isn't a good idea. I think a smaller tin would give you a thicker square. So as far as the cost concerned, it cost £2.85 for the box from Sainsbury's, and I needed to add 3 eggs to that, and also 50 grams of butter, which is a lot less butter than I needed to add to the last video I did, to the brownie recipe. So it is good value for money, in my opinion. The next video I'm going to be testing is another one of Betty Crocker's, and this one's called Betty Crocker Gooey Salted Caramel Brownie Mix. So let's see if it is nicer than Paul Hollywood's. Thank you for watching this review. I hope it's been useful to you. Please subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you've liked this video, and tune in for the next video, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.